Welcome back to the Boneyard Podcast, everybody. This is your host, Jared Shevin, along with my good friend.
Artemis Brower.
We're coming to you this week with episode 264. You know, I didn't realize what Josh did when he was titling this episode, but Highway 264. Kudos to you, Josh. Josh isn't on the stream tonight, but kudos to him. Shout out. My brain doesn't think like that. It was only 3 weeks.
Unless you said something.
It took me 3 weeks to think about, we should have just had Steve and I go on for episode 247. Like that. And I was talking to him and I was like, I don't know why we didn't just have you on for 247. And he was like, yeah, that seems like a miss by y'all. Steve and I go, otherwise known as the Timu Ed Sheeran, as I saw on social media this week.
They've been trying to cook my man's on social media, man. They've been trying to cook him for no reason. For no reason.
Like, come on.
So he's got thick skin. He can handle it.
Artie. Episode 264, brought to you by Roback. You see it up there in the top right-hand corner of your screen.
Yeah.
Roback.com. Get you 20% off. Hey, they got a Black Friday sale going on. They got 20% off there, but throw in the Boneyard Podcast promo code Boneyard20 and get 20% off your first order at Roback.com. Support the boys. And get you something fresh. Tell the missus, tell your mom, your girlfriend, whoever, your dog. Get on Roback.com, Boneyard20, 20% off.
Yeah.
Artie.
Yes, sir.
264. You got 64 for me?
I've got a 64 just for the sake of saying it's 64. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I just looked this man's up. I had to come up with something. I don't know 64 is one of those numbers. It is what it is. It's the big uglies.
You had an extra hour tonight to prepare.
Yeah, but I wasn't in front of the computer screen for that extra hour. So, but my 64, that's going to be Dave Wilcox. San Francisco 49ers legend, Hall of Fame linebacker. San Francisco 49ers played last night, but there's your tie-in there. So I know nothing else about the man. I just know he's a Hall of Fame linebacker for the 49ers. 64 for the week. Dave Wilcox. There you go.
There you go. I'm going to go, as much as it pains me to say it. I mean, had a fairly quiet, decent numbers, 4-time All-Star. I remember watching this guy play. Look, even though I'm an Atlanta Braves fan, a lot of my first memories at Major League Baseball games are and I don't know if my dad's watching tonight. He said he was going to, is going to Dodgers games. And this guy, it kind of surprised me. I don't remember him wearing 64, but that's because he wore it, when I was 3 years old in 1998 during his rookie year with the Dodgers. None other than Paul LaDuca. He's one that's a deep cut. The 2000s. Paul LaDuca. That's my 64.
I like it.
All right. All right, Artie. I don't want to talk much about anything tonight. It is Thanksgiving. We're going to talk a little bit of UTSA. Then we're going to preview Florida Atlantic, last game of the season. And then we're going to get the hell out of here. It's late, but hey, we're going to do it. And honestly, how did we run this podcast during all those 3-9 seasons when we were absolute dog shit and we got on here and talked about these games when we were just getting absolutely destroyed. And now I didn't want to get on here after Saturday's showing.
Getting spoiled. We're getting spoiled as a fan base. It's like, what the hell are we doing? What is this bullshit?
Man, something needs to be done about that place. They need to, I don't know, man. They need to demolish that place. There's something going on.
You talking about the Alamo Dome?
Yeah, the Alamo Dome.
I don't look. I'm not going to be one of those ECU fans that comes on
No.
here blames the Alamo Dome for it. I'm just not. We got our ass beat. An ass whooping is an ass whooping. They put up 58 points on us. I don't care if they're pumping noise from outer space. Like, we got our ass kicked. And we had no bit. To me, that was the first game, and I saw this online, but I do believe that's the first game where Harold didn't have the guys completely ready the way they should have been. And I know it was still a high from Memphis. I understand that, trying to come down from that high, trying to get ready for UTSA. But they just got blitzed out the gates. When a team gets blitzed out the gates like that, the way we did, UTSA is not a better football team than ECU. I do not believe that. But the way we got blitzed, the way we could, we're down 30-something to 3 or whatever it was before halftime. The game's over before halftime, right? So it's just the guys not being ready to play on Saturday.
Yeah, and I can't remember. I think it was Josh who put it in the group chat. It seemed like nothing went right for the Pirates.
Nothing.
Like at times throughout the season, you get some luck, but you also have some luck taken away from you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that this game was won purely on luck. I don't. You don't lose by 30 points, and that's just luck. I will say, I think if that first quarter had gone a little bit differently, I think ECU is looking a little bit better going in. I mean, you had some tough plays and honestly some tough calls go against you and some non-calls there in the Alamo Dome. And look, I'm not going to sit here and blame the refs because they're not the reason we got blitzed by 30. But I think early on in the game, it just created so much separation that it was going to be hard for ECU to dig out of that hole. We saw it against Tulane, right? ECU was able to hold Tulane to 12 points in that first half, and then they were able to come back and make a run at them and to even take a lead in the second half and have a chance to win it. But being down, I mean, you were down 28-0 at one point, and it's like, okay, well, what are we gonna do here? Because you're down 4 touchdowns, we got to get points on the board quick, and it just seems like nothing is going our way. And guys start pressing, you start trying to force plays, trying to claw back in, have explosive plays, and it just doesn't work. And Josh put in the group chat, look, by the numbers, Caden Hauser didn't have a terrible day.
No, I mean 241 for 2 touchdowns and a pick.
And it just seemed like play calling was questionable at the start. Seemed like we kind of finally got our legs under us. But I've said it, each game that we've lost this year has been due to slow starts.
Yeah.
If we can't get on the gas quick, then we're in trouble. And that's what happened. That's what happened Saturday. I fully believe if ECU is down 14-7 after the first quarter, ECU could have very well won that game. But you weren't. You were down 28-0. And like I said, you had some, I mean, that pass or not the pass, that targeting call was an absolute bullshit call. I mean, shoulder to chest. What are you supposed to do? Are we not playing? Are we not playing tackle football anymore?
I've seen a few of those calls in college football this season where they're really calling it tight. They're really calling it close to the chest with the targeting.
I mean, that to me, Like, I didn't see targeting on the initial view. It didn't like it looked like a hard hit. Like a defenseless receiver. Like, what are you supposed to do? Are you just not supposed to hit him? I don't know. I don't know. In my opinion, the defender has just as much right to that space on the field as the wide receiver. But that's why I don't get paid the big bucks that these officials and all these other people making the rules get paid. Artie, what stood out to you about this game other than not looking prepared? What stood out to you, and then I'll give my thoughts.
Yeah, no, I mean it's the 58 points that UTSA scored. That's the one. It's 58 being dropped on you. I don't remember the last time we had that bad of a day defensively, maybe since Scotty Moe.
No. I mean, I feel like Charlotte last year put 55 on us.
This just felt worse than that though. Yeah, you might be right. You like we've had some letdowns, but 58 is a large number, and I just didn't have it on my bingo card this season. Not with this defense, not with this team. I didn't have that happening to this defense. Getting caught sleepwalking, not being prepared to play, but having that dropped on you, I definitely did not see that. That's the one thing that stood out to me the most is, obviously offensively we got back into the game, but too little too late at that point. That 58 number is one that I hope is keeping them boys up at night. Like, okay, we got to come out and we cannot have that type of performance ever again. We can lose. Losing is one thing. Getting beat by that number in that fashion, embarrassing.
Wholeheartedly agree. To me, it was just the inability to get pressure on the quarterback and not being able to stop the run.
Like a first round draft pick on Saturday. It's ridiculous.
It's. I mean, I don't know. It was. It just seemed like we were out of position everywhere, which is very unlike this team.
Yep.
I don't know. It's something that you rarely see on this Josh Aldrich and Blake Harrell defense. So we'll see. I mean, I'm sure they'll have everything corrected, and I mean, hey,
I don't see them playing like that again.
You got to get right, and they're going to get right, and they're going to try to get their lick back. Last thing I want to say about this game before we throw it across to talk about Florida Atlantic, Artie. Gosh, I was going to bite my tongue, but I'm not going to. If Jeff Traylor is that upset about a fucking picture, he's the biggest bitch I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I have no idea what's going on. What happened?
Oh, I mean, you didn't hear them talking on the broadcast the entire game about how Jeff Traylor kept showing and kept talking about how an ECU player went on a podcast or an ECU player posted a photo of when Owen McCown last year got his helmet knocked off.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? You're that upset? Like, look, I get it. Like, I don't know. That to me, I'm not even mad about the fake kneel down up 30 points in the first half with 30 seconds left in the half. I'm not upset about that. But if that's hey, I'm upset, and I still haven't seen or heard a clip of a defensive player talking about that picture.
You got to manifest it somehow though. Any way to get some extra motivation, some extra juice, even if it really didn't happen, but it looked like it. Everybody does it. Everybody does it.
I don't know, that's. But them saying he was really upset about that picture and really upset and saying that that's why he wanted to like run the score up. No, you wanted to run the score up because hey, you're playing football. But like
exactly,
if he was really making that big of a deal, which apparently like he talked about it again in his post game media veil, that he was still upset about that picture. Like what? I don't know, dude. Maybe put some hair on your chest. Maybe let them drop a little bit, and grow a set. I don't know. That's just me. All right, Artie. We're over it.
Our UTSA talk.
We're over it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to flush that.
Flush that.
Flush that quicker than the Memphis win. we gotta get back on track.
Flush it like the shit show it was. And now let's focus on Florida Atlantic. Artie, let's bring our guest in, Christian Prosha. Hope I pronounced that right, Christian. You sent me the pronunciation, but
yeah, it was right.
Good. Christian, welcome in.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you, man. You're in Daytona. Just covered the Florida Atlantic game on this terrible hosting. I mean, how'd that game go for y'all?
It went not our best night. We lost to George Mason 74-65. GMU, best of luck the rest of the way. They look like a solid team coming out of the A10 right now. Sorry, little kids are shooting hoops right now. Almost just got drilled with a rebound. But yeah, GMU, they're definitely a team that you'll be seeing play in March. One of the better teams out of the A10. FAU, they're kind of down bad. I'll be honest. About midway through the second half, just came on a rally, got it within one score, and then GMU just once again hit a couple buckets to cut things to that lead, which inevitably ended things. But yeah, a little bit of a heartbreaker in Daytona. Is in the Sunshine Slam championship game, but you live. It's November basketball. There's a lot to be desired. There's a lot to improve upon. On to St. Bonaventure on Sunday.
I mean, dude, you're talking to I'm just happy Michigan State didn't drop 100 on us today.
Yeah, I was monitoring that game just as much as I was monitoring the UNC St. Bonaventure game to get a little bit of a scout on them. Obviously, I know this is a little off topic. I think American Hoops is wide open this year. Year two of Jacobs excites me. I think we got a fun team out in Boca Raton. I'm excited, especially to play you guys. You guys are a fun athletic department as a whole. I love interacting with your fans. I'm in a group chat. I got a couple people that hail the Pirates. So I do just want to give a shout out to them.
Are those the burners?
I am, in fact, in the burner group chat. I think I'm the one person with their real name attached to it. Basically, the whole conference knows I love interacting with everybody's burners. I love showing love to everybody. So I appreciate them. It's actually primarily a ECU run chat, but yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. I enjoy, like I said, interacting with your guys. And I'm gonna get out to Greenville one day, hopefully soon.
Go ahead and shout out which is the best ECU burner in the chat.
It depends on what the situation is. Like when I host Twitter Spaces, I love having Cliff Godwin burner on there with me. We have had very interesting conversations, to say the least, on there. There was the first one I ever hosted basically turned into a back and forth with the Memphis fans. As you can imagine, things that were not too family friendly were said. Definitely had to monitor that one and then lay the law for the next couple spaces I was doing over the summer. But yeah, just I love
Willie
Cliff.
Donovan in that one.
Will has had me blocked for a very long time, so there was no Will appearance.
Of course he has.
Yeah, I've been blocked by Will since like the summer of 2023. Basically, like right after we beat them in March Madness, that would inevitably spark our Final Four run. Started kind of victory lapping I was one of the pioneers of the FAU Memphis basketball rivalry. So yeah, definitely enjoyed Chirp and Will over the 2 days until I inevitably got blocked.
Love that. Nah. we've gone back and forth with him, and when I say we, it's been me running the Boneyard podcast Twitter.
But yeah, Cliff
it
Godwin Burner,
happens.
State of the Pirates. I'm forgetting a couple, but those are.
Did we lose him? Did we lose the audio?
Yeah, I think we lost the audio.
Still can't hear you, Christian. Cliff Godwin Burner and State of the Pirates. Those are some good ones to follow. The burner verse around East Carolina it's wild at times.
Hey, look, if the burner verse ain't popping, you don't have a good following. You don't have a good program. You got to have the strong burners out there. Love it.
Yeah. Can y'all hear me?
We got you now. We got you now.
I just refreshed the tab. But yeah, I think it's a sign. Enough about burner talk. Let's talk Owls Pirates.
Yeah, man. So looking at it, I mean, this has been a season ECU's been very proud of. Of course, we talked about last week. Not the best week, not the best showing for our Pirates. Y'all had a close one against UConn. Trying to maintain that potential for a bowl bid, but ultimately fell to the Huskies. Talk to me. I mean, Zach Kittley, first year head coach. What's been like the change in the staff there, and how's that feeling around like Boca and around campus?
Well, first off, I just want to give a shout out to Coach Kittley, a very good friend of mine. I've had the opportunity because FAU media circles are one of 5 people, if we're being honest. So being able to develop relationships with the staff has been something that I always appreciate and I try to do, regardless of what school I'm covering, but especially FAU football. Our staff as a whole is awesome. I enjoy working with them, from Coach Kittley to Coach Dewhurst, our DC, all the way down to our positional coaches and to our recruiting staff, because I contact with them frequently with my work on the high school football scene. Everybody's awesome. I have nothing but positives to say about our staff. In summary of the Zach Kittley football, it is fun football. It is we can use that UConn game as an example. The last quarter and a half of that game was as if you were playing Madden against your little brother. Like, it was just points were flying on the board on both sides. It was fun football. We were taking people deep. We were having some good returns. We had a couple nice rushes. Our quarterback, despite being 6'6", not the funny number that'll get all the 7-year-olds laughing, but despite how massive of a human Caden Velkamp is, he can move. He broke off a couple nice runs. And then, yeah, just as a whole, we like to put points on the board. We like to bomb your DBs, and that's something that we take pride of. Is I personally call it the Boca Blur. It's a South Florida thing. Basically, you get taken deep at a high school football game. You can guarantee everybody at the game is going to go brrr. So yeah, that's something that we tried to implement with this team as well.
Awesome. Now, obviously, the program's in rebuild, trying to get that thing going again down there in Boca Raton. Would have been like some few constants, some positives that Kittley and his crew are building upon going forward?
Just culture. As far as we were down 20-something-0 early in the second quarter of that UConn game, and it literally came down to the final kick. So most FAU teams that I've covered, I've been around for the last 3 regimes, Herman and Taggart, and then obviously Kittley. I can confidently say those other teams would have rolled over and died, and things would have gotten ugly. We saw what happened when we went to you guys last year. It was beyond ugly. It was atrocious. So I just want to give a shout out to the guys of not rolling over and dying, especially in a game where you have everything to gain and nothing to lose. The guys came out. They came firing. Caden almost had 500 yards of passing offense. So to say the least, once again, we like to throw the ball around the yard. So that's my biggest constant, is just there's a culture being built, and it's an exciting culture of just to circle back to your point, hang your freaking nuts. And that's something that we've been able to do, is just regardless of how ugly that game is or how big of a win we're on right now, it's just keep applying pressure, foot on the throat, and just playing 60 minutes of football. And that's something that I think that we've taken pride on. Secondly, just offensive explosion. You can account for a couple big plays a game. And then in doing so in the Kitley manner, we're throwing a trick play. I can confidently say we're throwing a trick play on y'all at some point. Where it's maybe a receiver's throwing a pass to Caden. Maybe we've had fake kicker flips once again, like it's freaking CFB. I've never seen that actually happen in a game. So being able to have our kicker throw a football has been more than impressive. So there's just little things like that. Our ground game has been interesting to say the least. A lot of what's the right word? Inconsistencies with the ground game. So, but you get that a lot with an air raid offense. So as time goes on, we're going to be fine. We're really running two backs at this point. It's Sands and Shields Dutton, both who have been banged up throughout points of the year. So being able to get them, they're pretty healthy going into this week. I'm not worried. So ground game should be fine. We had a lot of inconsistency at the O-line. At one point we lost 3 starters on our O-line. So just being able to develop that chemistry, especially in year one of a team, it's fine. I'm obviously 4-7 right now. Trust me, it could be so much worse, fellas. Like I have seen so much worse over the last couple of years. So I'm very happy with the direction of this program. I think this offseason, we're gonna have a solid high school class coming in. We're gonna attack the portal. That's something that Kitley does well, and more importantly, we're not recruiting this thing like it's FAU of the past. Zach Kitley was at Texas Tech last year. Maybe we're not getting 5-star Micah Hudson, but we're going after big fishes. And that's something that I think that we can also take pride in is being able to secure, get big time commitments on campus. Whether it's an OV, whether it's actually enrolling in the school, we're getting big time guys on campus.
Love that. Yeah, and going back to Kitley, I mean, youngest coach in FBS right now. Did
Jared
offense
lose on your end as well?
No, I got.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, now I can hear you. You buffered out and Artie went quiet. So I'm like, is that just on me? Or I'm sorry. I'm literally in a convention center right now. Like this is not even a real basketball arena.
You're perfectly fine, man. No,
like this is literally where Daytona State College does their graduation, supposedly.
Lovely. No, talking about Kitley. I mean, yeah, he's kind of. I mean, he was at Texas Tech, offensive coordinator, high-powered offense, and basically everywhere he's been, he brings it in. It sounds like everything's been going well. Caden Veltkamp, I'm seeing like 24 touchdowns to like 15 interceptions. Talk to me. I mean, those interceptions. I mean, that's just a product of the air raid. Is that something that he like? What have you seen through most of his interceptions? It just seems high.
I'll call it like it is. 5 of those picks were or 5 or 4 of them were against Maryland week 1. Like, and I think he threw another 3 against FIU week 3. So he's cleaning it up as the season goes on. Like you said, an air raid offense, you throw picks. Like that's just how it goes. But especially over the last couple of weeks, Velt has done an outstanding job of taking care of the football. He threw a pick against UConn early in the game. Beautiful football the rest of the game. So it's when the lights are starting to get bright, it's not like he's throwing picks and sealing those games in disgusting fashion or anything. Like as the game is coming to him, it's expanding, it's getting slower. So it's not something I'm too worried about. I like the 3,500 yards he's throwing a lot better. Obviously, I like the 25 touchdowns he's thrown. Obviously, yes, 15 picks we'll call it like it is. It's disgusting. But in the grand scheme of situational football, a lot of those also weren't on him, especially those early season picks. Like 4 of those early 8-9 picks were him just getting the chemistry with the receivers still. Receiver maybe running the wrong route, where it's especially on a choice route where it's receiver thinks it's one thing, QB thinks it's another, and you're throwing it to the wrong guy. So that's definitely something, like I said, we've cleaned up. I'm not worried about it. Something that I take pride in with this offense more is the fact of last week we had 3 100-plus yard receivers. I think that's something that guys out in Boca are definitely hanging their hats on. We got 3 receivers right now who are over 500, or 4 receivers right now that are over 500 yards of productive offense. So those are all things of where that's the true testament to this offense. Like I said, and I'm going to keep on saying, we're going to throw the ball around the yard, and we are going to take somebody deep.
Love that. And then,
how do you think the overall matchup with ECU is going to play out, especially with ECU's offense? They like simple, they like play quick, fast. How do you think this matchup overall is going to play out?
Well, when you think of quick, fast offense, immediately something that comes to my mind is how we fared against USF, which honestly wasn't good. By no means do you guys run the Golesh, hurry up and read option with Byron Brown for 70 yards down your freaking throat or anything like that. Like, that's not how you guys run your offense. I think Caden Hauser is easily a top 3 quarterback in this conference. I do just want to say that. I respect the hell out of what you guys have done this year. I enjoy watching ECU football. That being said, I think you guys could definitely take advantage of our secondary. We've come away with 2 picks on the year. Both of those came against UAB. So just being able to force turnovers in our secondary is something that we haven't been able to do. I'm not too sure on how good your offensive line is, but we've definitely struggled pass rush against a higher quality AAC offensive line. So that might be something where maybe you guys neutralize us a little bit in the pass rush, which opens up Caden Hauser to throw for 1,000,000 yards on us. Honestly, that's our worst case scenario, your best case scenario. But yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility. So I just want to give that as an outcome. What I'm hoping is it's a shootout. I hope it's the last game of the year. It's senior day. Regardless of what happens, give us some fun football to watch, man. Give us something to be proud of and maybe not have a sour taste in our mouths as we head into the offseason. Listen, we're not going bowling unless 5 and 7 teams normally don't make it. However, an exciting 5 and 7 team might be able to sneak into a lower end bowl. But yeah, so it comes down to, once again, we got nothing to lose. We're just going to go. The guys are going to have fun. This is the day and age of college football. Guys are trying to get last-minute film to possibly hit the portal. That's just how life is. I'm going to call it like it is. We know at all levels that this is the state of the game. I hope nobody gets offended from me saying that.
No,
people are going to jump ship at some point. And there's a couple guys where I maybe have an eye on of what are you doing in the offseason, can confidently say quarterback's coming back next year. That's my biggest one. So it's not like, Velkamp's going to go for 600 yards and he's going to hit the portal and congratulations, we found the new quarterback of the Miami Hurricanes. I think Velkamp is coming back next year. I'm not worried about that. So I'm excited to see what year 2 of him in Boca can look like. Obviously, once again, all my attention is on Saturday, but there's a good chunk of it that's on next year, what we're going to retain, what we're going to bring back, who we're going to bring in. But I definitely think there's going to be guys who might get an opportunity to shine, maybe some young guys. Maybe you get some seniors on the field that haven't really gotten some run because this is our senior day. So be able to show love to the guys all across the roster.
love that. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, I mean, we, especially in this day and age of college football, that, hey, Caden Velkamp, I mean, Zach Kitley's Caden Velkamp, Zach Kitley's guy, recruited him at Western Kentucky. Mm-hmm. He ended up going to Western, then transferred to Florida Atlantic when Kitley got the job. I'll say, you talk about Velkamp's size. I asked him at media day. I was like, dude, you're one of the tallest guys here, and your coach is still feels like he's towering over you. I was like, yes. What is that like? How tall is that guy? Dude's
Kitley,
massive.
I literally think, unironically, Kitley is 6'7". Like nobody do this or whatever. Yeah. Unironically,
I
Zach
don't get
Kitley
it.
is it's from a rap song, and then some AAU hooper made it a big deal. That's basically the whole backstory on this. Sorry, basketball's rolling around. They gave me a free basketball, so shout out to the people at the Sunshine Slam. It's the little things in life. But yeah, Zach Kitley's unironically like 6'7". He is a massive human being. For his introductory press conference, he walks in and same thing. I'm like, well, shit, I feel short. I'm freaking 5'8" on a good day in Jordans. Like
You and Artie.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, brother. I'm right there with you.
Short Kings unite, brother.
Yes. Hey, we still your love. It's okay.
Hell yeah. Listen, I know how it gets down. But yeah, he is unironically a massive human being. Caden is a massive human being. Easton Messer, not a massive human being. I enjoy standing next to Easton because we're comparable height. But yeah, those are the three-headed little mastermind of this operation is Kitley, Velkamp, and Messer. Just their chemistry, the three of them is so much fun to watch. First game, I think Easton had 16 catches. It was just ding, 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 ding. Just I wouldn't say it's stat padding. It's just throw to the guy you're most comfortable with. But yeah, I think Kitley is a massive human being. He was a college hooper. Fun fact: we actually found his huddle film out of high school. We found his high school football huddle film, and
Well, he's not the only coach young enough to have huddle film.
Yeah, basically. So I remember there was one day over the summer. Same thing. Because Coach follows me on Twitter. I just shot him a DM. I'm like, "Hey, Coach, got a guy for you. Can you break down his film and let me know what you think?" And it was his huddle film, and he was like, "That kid sucks. He does not have a future in this sport," or something like that. But yeah, just that summarizes Zach Kitley as a whole. Is just he's a young dude. He's fun. He's energetic. He's every week in media, whether it's post game or during weekly media, he just comes up, shakes everybody's hand. Thank you for coming out and supporting my team. Just little things like that. Just he's such a good dude, family guy. I genuinely enjoy having Zach Kitley as my head football coach.
Here I am, 30 years old, running a C-level podcast, and he's 34, 33, 34.
Hey, look, we're not doing bad for ourselves, Jared. Don't show shit.
You guys are doing just fine with you guys. I'm very familiar with the Boneyard podcast, even before you guys graciously invited me. I know I'm not Robbie Listella or anything, but I appreciate you guys for having me.
Look, I mean, when Robbie said he couldn't because of the basketball game, I was like, we're just not going to have anybody. Like, talking about the media, like I didn't know anybody else from the media. So I'm glad that you so graciously decided to join. And I mean, I know you're up there in Daytona, but like the fact that you're still hopping on, are you driving back tonight?
No, I got family up here. Haven't seen them in a while, so I'm just driving over to my uncle's. He lives 15 minutes from here. I'm gonna go spend some time with my little cousins. They're literally like 5 and 6, so just being able to see them, because basically I see them like once every year and a half, and just my other set of cousins. My one cousin, he's 13 now, and he's taller than me. His dad's 6'4". So like I walked into their place earlier, and I was like, man, this sucks. My little cousin, who I remember holding as a baby, is now taller than me. Like,
it happens, man.
That blows. Like, once again,
happens.
Short Kings unite. There's a reason of why I'm the picture guy and not the actual hooper.
Look, I've got a little brother that I used to change diapers, and now he's at least almost a foot taller than me. So it's okay.
Oof.
See, in my family, I'm not a small dude. I'm 6'2" on a good day, 6'1 3/4 on a bad. But it's not. I'm not one of those guys that has to lie about being 6 foot tall. And because look, you're not lying about if you say you're 6 foot tall, everybody knows you're making a joke.
Listen, my ID says it's 6 foot. I slipped the lady at the DMV at 20. I'm like, so can we make that say 6 foot? She's like, it says 5'9". I'm like, it says 6 foot.
But my wife goes, we were talking about something. I said, and my wife was like, I forget how short you are. Oh, I was like, I went to a doctor's appointment, and they like checked my height or whatever, and I was 6'1", and I was like, yeah, like I was 6'1 3/4. Like I feel good. Like it's good to like have that validation of being 6 foot tall.
And your wife called me short.
And my wife called me short. For instance, her brothers are 6'6" and 6'5", and I mean, I'm like, well, and her dad's probably 6'4", so I'm like, look, you have grown up around tall guys. Mm-hmm. Here I am as like a tall, more than
average height,
and you're calling me short because your brother. Like, I did this whole thing wrong. But Christian, thank you again for joining us on the Boneyard podcast.
Yes.
Best of luck in basketball season. I know this is probably gonna be the last game for y'all in football, unless some crazy stuff happens and a 5-7 team sneaks in. But best of luck to y'all, and go ahead and plug where people can find you. And if there's any ECU burners out there that don't follow Christian, go hit him up. Oh, we lost him again. I'll make sure to tag you in the show notes if worse comes to worse, Christian. Thank you, man.
Appreciate you, Christian.
Safe travels. Christian Proscia, New Era Prep.
Yeah.
Artie.
Yes, sir.
How we feeling?
Man, I gotta be honest. I'm so sorely disappointed about last week's outcome. We were gonna make a conference championship anyway, just because of what happened with Tulane and Temple. But man, like having the opportunity to possibly go 9-3 in a regular season, and we haven't gone 9-3 in a regular season in a long, long time. I was very excited for that. But we still have the opportunity to go 8-4, and we haven't gone 8-4 in a regular season in quite some time. So we still have that opportunity. I'm feeling good. It's got to be a get right game. FAU has promise. I believe in Kitley. I believe in what he's building down there. They're not going to suck for long. However, we've got to be able to go into that building and get some get right. And we've got to exhaust demons on FAU, and I need a lot to a little. To be completely honest with you, I need a lot to a little.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like this is a game where Coach Harrell and staff will be able to say, hey, look, that team lined up across from you wants to beat your ass.
Yeah.
It happened last week. Don't let it happen again.
Oh, yeah. Because FAU, like you said, they got nothing to lose. They're coming out there playing with house money. They have absolutely nothing to lose. So
we'll see, man. We'll see. All right. We said it's going to be a shorter episode this week. Do you have a walk the plank?
I don't think I do. No, I'm not mad at nobody. My Bears won. My Bears in first place. I can't be upset right now. My Bears in first place. I got Ohio State, Michigan this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that game here in a minute. I don't know, man. I don't. I'm just so disappointed in last week. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything to like be like, oh no, that sucks. Yeah, I can't think of one, honestly. I feel like I had one. It'll hit me after we finish recording. All right, Artie, gambling corner. Let's do it. First up, we're going to do our future opponent. Number 10, Alabama on the road. Iron Bowl at Auburn. Alabama are 6-point favorites, minus 230 on the money line. Auburn plus 190, over under 46.5. Talk to me.
Yeah, look, man, this is the Iron Bowl. This is one of the great ones. When this game is great, this is like all-time stuff. Like when Alabama and Auburn are both good and they play in the Auburn or Iron Bowl, this is like all-time classic type of stuff. However, it's not going to be that this year. Auburn's not good. Now, it is in Jordan-Hare, and weird things happen in Jordan-Hare. I've been alive long enough to know weird things happen in Jordan-Hare Stadium. So I'm not shocked about anything that happens, but I expect this to be an Alabama win. I expect Alabama to cover, and give me the over.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I think I'm going to agree with you on all that, and I'm going to lock it in. I think Alabama's going to go in there. I think it'll be close in the first half. I think it'll be closer than Bama fans would probably hope for. And then Alabama's going to catch a couple breaks and really kind of put their foot on their throat.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a lock already. Next up, Wake Forest at Duke. Wake plus 1.5, minus 105. Duke minus 115. Over under 51.5. I'll take this one first.
These are two really close teams. Like,
these are. This is a almost. I mean, this is basically a push.
Yeah. Be a great game.
The football might not be the best, but it's going to be an interesting game.
It's going to be an interesting, close game.
I'm going to, because it's interesting. I'm gonna take. You know what? I'm gonna take Wake Forest.
Damn it, Jared.
I'm gonna take Wake Forest to win, and I am going to take. I'll take the over.
Take the over. Okay. I think Wake's got 7 wins, don't they? They send to 7-4 too.
Whoever wins this game will likely be the fifth team in the ACC.
Yeah, I mean, this is like Wake's had a sneaky season, and Duke is not bad either. I'm not going to make this another lock, but I do agree. I think Wake does go into Durham and win this game. You took the over. I'm going to take the under on this, so it's not a lock, but I'm going Wake.
All right, there you go. All right, next up, Ohio State. Minus 395, a 10-point favorite at the Big House. Number 18, Michigan, plus 310, 10-point dog. 51.5. It's the over-under already. What are we thinking?
The future is so bright with this Michigan team. This is the youngest team in the Big Ten. 9-2 Michigan. They got nothing but freshmen and sophomores starting everywhere. We've won 4 straight against Ohio State. I know this magic carpet ride it's going to end, and it's going to be an abrupt end. Like, I feel like when it does end, Ohio State's going to beat us by like 20 or 30. Like, it's going to be one of those, like, they're going to put boot ass. But I just can't pick them. I'm not going to pick them. I'm never going to pick them. I'm going Michigan. I'm going Michigan. This is the Big House. I'm going Michigan. We're doing 5 straight. I don't know how we get it done, but we get it done. Going Michigan. Now, my head is not saying that. My head is saying Ohio State covers, and Ohio State's going to go in there and put boot ass. But I'm going Michigan.
Yeah, I'm putting the mortgage on Ohio State.
It's not a bad bet. I would be honest with you. It's not a bad bet.
The thing about Ohio State, like, there's no real flash around Ohio State. Like, there's nothing that stands out to me as like, oh,
That's what scares me the most.
Ohio State is. I mean, they got a good quarterback. They've got really good receivers. If they play, like, I mean, it's just
They just punch the clock and get work done. That's it.
Their lunch pail mentality. Go in, beat your ass, and then walk out.
Go home.
And all right, we're gonna go home. We go home now.
I want finesse Ohio State. I want a pretty Ohio State. I don't want this version of Ohio State. This version of Ohio State scares
me. This Ohio State is like hey, we're just gonna fly under the radar. It's crazy to say that the number one team in the country is like flying under the radar, but like we're not talking about this Ohio State team like we've talked about Georgia teams and talked about Bama teams and LSU 6-7 years ago. We're not talking about them like that. We're talking about Ohio State just having the most ho-hum number one team in the country season that I can remember in
like
history.
For as much parity as we have in college football this season specifically, and it's great, it could end up just being Ohio State goes undefeated and it's very quiet. And it's just a quiet Ohio State back-to-back national championship season. So
it's just this quiet confidence that they carry. That's like silent killers.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you say on the over-under?
You
said Michigan.
Yeah, if Michigan is going to win this game, the under's going to hit. The under has to hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to go under.
I think I'm taking the under no matter what. I have a feeling it's going to be like a 28-10 type game.
It's good defenses. So
what's the weather looking like in Ann Arbor?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I'm not too sure.
I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist. All right, Artie. An SEC matchup. Number 3, Texas A&M, minus 130, 2.5-point favorites. On the road in Austin at Texas. Plus 110, over under 51.5. Artie. I'll take this one first. Texas A&M has also had kind of a quiet like top 5 season. Mm-hmm. Like they went on the road, they beat Notre Dame. It's been a season that like nobody, like once again, nobody's talking like crazy about Texas A&M. I think the parity, like just having Ohio State's been there before, but having a top 3 of Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M.
Yeah, never seen that before. Like, we've literally never seen that.
We're not talking about those schools in the last decade. We're not talking about them. I think Texas A&M stumbles here and shakes things up in the SEC a little bit, and gives the College Football Playoff Committee something to think about when they start to go into their final votes. Looking at it, yeah, I'm going to take Texas here at home. I do think that this can turn into a shootout, so I'm going to take the over.
Yeah, like Texas has definitely been shaky all season. They're not the team that I thought they were going to be. The Arch Manning is not the quarterback that I thought that he was going to be. However, it's in Austin. They're going to be ready to play. This is a rival. This is A&M. I think they do play one of their best football games of the season, and I think it's one of the best games of the weekend. But I do feel like A&M is sort of a team of destiny. The one game that they should have got caught, they came back and won that game. South Carolina should have caught them in that game, and they were able to come back. Like, that was the upset that was brewing, and A&M didn't let it happen. I think they take care of business in Austin. I think they go there. It's going to be a phenomenal game. But I think A&M wins on like a walk-off field goal, walk-off late second touchdown, whatever it may be. Give me the over and give me A&M to cover.
All right, Artie. Now for the game of the week, your East Carolina Pirates going on the road to Boca Raton, Florida, at Florida Atlantic. East Carolina minus 258, 7-point favorites. Over under, already 66.5.
It's going to be points.
A lot of points. Lots of points. I think these teams average. ECU is averaging just under 33 points per game, and FAU is averaging just under 32 points per game. So it's going to be a lot of points can be scored in this game. Artie, I'll let you take it.
Yeah, look, I think this has to be a get right game. I think it's going to be a get right game. I think ECU will exercise some demons. I think I think FAU is going to push us early. It's going to be a good first half. I think it's still going to be a pretty tight ball game going to the second half. And then I think we kind of clamp down and we understand what's in front of us and how we can actually finish this season. Our defense is not going to play that poorly again. Therefore, I think they do kind of show out a little bit. I think they get maybe a turnover or two in this game. Give me the under and give me ECU. But give me ECU to cover. Yeah, I'm taking ECU to cover. Give me the under and give me ECU to cover.
Yeah. I'm going to take – I'm going to take ECU to cover. I think there's going to be a ton of points scored in this game. I'm going to take the over in this game. I think ECU's defense at times has given up points and let teams kind of sneak their way back into games. And when I say that, like, they've got 7 wins on the season and only one of them is by single digits. I'm taking East Carolina to cover, but I am going to take that over. I think this is going to be like a 48 like 35, 48 to 30 game.
That's a high score. So I'm thinking 35-24.
I think, man, it's Thanksgiving weekend. There's not going to be a soul in that damn stadium.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be like a glorified scrimmage.
Like this is, I mean, you could probably count the fans there on your hands. I don't see there being much of an atmosphere at all. There's rarely ever one down there, and that's not to talk shit to Florida Atlantic. I mean, Christian said it. They only have like 5 people covering the team as a whole, whereas like a school like East Carolina has 5 different podcasts covering the program, right? Not to mention all the beat writers and radio stations and news outlets and all that. I'm going to say I think I want to make like a bold I think watch for Caden to throw for I'm going to say 450.
I'm about to say you got to say something over 400.
The only way he doesn't get there, I think, is if they take him out and put in Mike Ryder or Dida in garbage time.
I will say I would like to see he's not going to get to 1,000, but I would like to see Anthony Smith at least eclipse 900, 9 something this weekend because he has a chance to do it.
I mean, he's getting close, man.
Because I thought he was at 7 something.
No, he's at 888.
Is he? Okay, he's got a chance. My boy got a chance. I think that was my bold prediction. Start the season, and we're gonna have a 1,000-yard receiver. So Anthony Smith, get it done for me, young king. Get it done for me.
especially if Yannick's still out. All right, Anthony Smith, he hits 1,000.
He's got a legit chance. I didn't know he was at 888. He's got a legit shot.
London Montgomery, does he get 100? He needs 111 yards rushing to get to 800. Does he get it?
I think he's hovering between 75 to 85 yards. I think that's what he's getting this weekend. I think he's just under 100 yards rushing.
I mean, we've talked quite a few times about this rushing offense. You've got three backs averaging over 5 yards per carry.
Well, because it's picked up. Man, it's really picked up the last 4 or 5 weeks. So,
all right, Artie, let's go get a dub.
do it.
Wash down that Thanksgiving turkey. We didn't even talk food.
I'm about to say we can't not touch on Thanksgiving just for a second.
I'm honestly so excited. This is the first year that like I'm not having to run around like a chicken with my head cut off all day Thursday. I'm just now Thursday. I am driving to the beach. We're gonna be in Emerald Isle this weekend.
Nice.
We're doing Thanksgiving dinner with my mother-in-law tomorrow night. Thursday, Thanksgiving lunch, and then we're hitting the road down to Emerald Isle. And that's it.
Nice.
I'll be at Emerald Isle by 6 o'clock. We're having an oyster stew, oyster roast, down at the beach. Maybe some crab legs, drink some beers, pop open a couple bottles of bourbon, see what's going on. Wife asked me to Black Friday shop this year. She was like, "You want to go Black Friday shopping?" I was like, "Not really, but guess where I'm going Friday? Black Friday shopping."
Yep. You don't even really have a choice.
I was like,
it wasn't a suggestion or an ask. It was more like, hey, this is.
Part of me was scared to tell her. Like, I was actually thinking of texting the guys about getting a tea time ready for Friday afternoon, like Friday morning. I'll just keep that text in my pocket.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I am responsible for cooking on Thursday, but that's okay because we know the location. We're gonna be good.
What are you cooking?
So we're doing turkey. So her uncle, Ashley's uncle, is actually making the turkey. We got to bring the ham. We're doing chicken, and then just the typical spread, right? Mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, greens.
Can I say a hot take? And I saw this going around on social media earlier this week. If you like ham more than you like turkey on Thanksgiving,
I love both.
I don't get me wrong. I like both. I prefer turkey over ham.
But the turkey with no stuffing and dressing, I'm not going to eat it.
No, well, no. What the hell is that? That's dry. That's just dry.
It's just dry meat. Exactly.
Might as well just eat chicken.
Exactly. You better the stuffing and the gravy better be right.
Oh yeah, no. My family's recipe that now Savannah makes for the dressing, lovely. She's been making cornbread since we've been recording tonight, just for that dressing. So, are you a dressing or you prefer dressing or stuffing?
It's the same thing to me. I know some people call it dressing.
Well, I mean, yeah. Do you want it in the damn bird, or do you want it like as a side?
Yeah. Okay. So I guess dressing then, because it's just I guess stuffing would be in the bird. But
yeah, stuff it.
Yeah. I've actually never had. Stuffed.
I don't think I've ever had stuffed turkey.
It's always been on the side, served as a side dish.
Ours is like super thin. Like this, like it's not like it's just this thin, like you make it in a baking sheet, a big baking sheet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I will eat that like Thursday. The day's done. You go around and you're like grazing. You know what I mean? Like you got the Cowboys game on. Okay, let's Let's go get a little bite. First thing I'm going to is that dressing.
Yeah.
That's I don't need the gravy with. I can eat that thing just cold and dry, and it's like so good. So good. It's my favorite side.
Okay.
Is the dressing. What about you? Favorite side?
Favorite side, dressing, yes. I guess I would say mac and cheese, just because it just pairs so well with everything that you're eating on the plate.
What kind of mac and cheese are we talking though?
Oh, we're talking so we do the stovetop that you turn into the baked mac and cheese. So start stovetop, then you put it into a dish, and then you put on top of it.
Put some like bread crumbles
and the cheese on top of it. Throw that thing in the oven. Yes. Yep. We do it right. We do it right in this house.
All right. Last question, Artie. What's the dessert?
We do a little bit of everything. Now, if
But
you ask me favorite,
yeah,
pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie. Yep.
Yeah,
Because I usually only eat it during Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's the only time I eat pecan pie.
That's the only time to eat pecan pie. I mean, don't offer me a pecan pie at Memorial Day. I'm gonna look at you funny.
Yeah, pecan pie.
Yeah, we're celebrating my wife's birthday. Her birthday was over the weekend, and her family always does her birthday and Thanksgiving at the same time. So her mom always makes her a dessert. So you know what we're having this year? This woman wants banana pudding.
That's a good. I actually haven't had banana pudding in a long time.
And Savannah likes it with the meringue, like the meringue, I know what
you're talking about.
Like the tall meringue, like not just like a little bit of, like you have more meringue than you have pie.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing, and then that and pumpkin pie. Don't get me wrong, I love me a pumpkin pie. I love a pumpkin pie.
I'm more sweet potato than I am pumpkin, but I'll eat either one.
See, we have a sweet potato souffle that Savannah makes, and her grandmother's made, and so that's one of the sides. It's a side dish, but it
marshmallows and the crumbled up pecans in there.
We don't do the marshmallows, but we got the pecans in there. And Savannah was making it earlier. She was cooking tonight, and she like had it all whipped up and whatnot, ready to go in the baking pan. And she was like, "Here, try this." I was like, "That tastes like damn candy."
Yeah,
with the sugar and the vanilla. I was like, God, I could just eat this bowl as a dessert. Man, I'm getting hungry now.
Getting ready. I've low key. I've been fasting because I'm going to eat way too much on Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Friday, I'm eating way too much food.
See, I feel like the way we're doing Thanksgiving this year, I'm not going to overeat on Thanksgiving. Now, Friday, when we have the leftovers, and I'm pretty sure we're just ordering like a pizza, I'm going to eat like a damn pig Friday. Oh, well. It's that time of year. Don't tell my doctor. All right, Artie. Good episode. Text your picks to Josh because I'm going to forget them. Thank you for joining us on the Boneyard Podcast this week. Once again, brought to you by Roback. 20% off your first order at roback.com. Use promo code Boneyard20. Go get yourself a nice pullover. Maybe you're looking at joggers. Maybe you're looking at a new ECU polo. Roback has you covered. Roback.com, Boneyard20, 20% off. Make sure you follow us on social media at Boneyard Podcast on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Instagram at The Boneyard Podcast on TikTok. And then subscribe to our YouTube channel. And make sure you hit the notification bell on both YouTube and Twitter, where we go live every single week with a new episode of the Boneyard Podcast. If you're not going to watch us live, make sure you subscribe at Apple or on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. We're there. You'll see it. Subscribe, leave us a review, 5 stars. Friend of the podcast for life. If you don't, Artie.
Walk the damn plank, baby.
All right, Pirate Nation. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Stay safe out there. Stay safe. Eat till your heart's content, but don't kill yourself eating. Like we've all been there.
We've all been miserable before. Don't be miserable.
You don't want to be the guy that's like you got heartburn all night because you ate too much. That's me showing my age. When you start to get heartburn because you ate a little bit too much on Thanksgiving, that's when you know, hey, maybe we need to check on these things.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself, Pirate Nation. We'll talk to you next week. We love you.
Let's get this done, Pirate Nation. Until next time, wash your hands, wash your butts. Deuce.
Go damn Pirates.